To win the emperor's favor on her wedding night, the woman did not hesitate to bite her husband's finger, letting his blood stain a white handkerchief, creating the illusion that their marriage had been consummated. She knew that only this way would the emperor, who admired her, become so jealous that he would lose his reason. Enraged, the emperor immediately ordered that the woman be brought to the palace, unaware that everything was part of her plan. 5 days earlier, the emperor had been attacked at the temple. Although he killed all the assailants, he had been poisoned, and now the venom was beginning to take effect. He needed to find a woman to detoxify him, but there were no nuns in the temple, leaving his men at a loss. At that very moment, a woman was praying in the temple, as the next day was to be her wedding. The emperor had promised her in marriage to his nephew after she had received the best omen. The young woman smiled faintly, unaware of the approaching danger. Suddenly, the emperor grabbed her by the neck from behind, demanding her help. But she pushed him away forcefully, slapped him, and declared that she already had a husband, warning him that if he dared to touch her, her husband would not forgive him. She attempted to escape, but the emperor caught her and pulled her into his embrace. The emperor's desire only grew stronger, unaware that the woman had been waiting for this moment for a long time. After detoxifying him, the man collapsed from exhaustion. She never imagined that she had already become the most powerful piece in the woman's grand scheme. It turned out that the attack and the encounter with the emperor at the temple had been planned by her from the very beginning. In reality, she was a 21st century movie star who had traveled back in time, becoming the legitimate daughter of a family of generals. 3 months ago, she had stood out among many noble families, and the emperor had given her in marriage to his nephew. But the young woman knew the truth. Her marriage was just an excuse to keep her in the capital as a hostage, using her to control the prime minister, who commanded 100,000 soldiers. That was the true goal of the cold and ruthless emperor. But a modern woman would never allow her fate to be controlled by another. She orchestrated this elaborate scheme, knowing that the most powerful monarch could not help but be furious upon discovering that the woman he had been with was now marrying his nephew. She wanted to see how the emperor, who never approached women, would go mad for her. After all, she had left her amulet, bearing her name, at the scene before disappearing. When the emperor awoke at night, he felt an unusual satisfaction seeing the red stain beside him, but then his eyes fell upon the amulet on the ground. He immediately ordered his men to find the woman at any cost. Meanwhile, the woman followed the emperor's wishes and married his nephew. However, the man already had his true love and despised his political wife, forcing her to remain a virgin like a concubine. 3 months later, he planned to request a divorce from the emperor. The woman accepted without hesitation, which made her husband begin to see her in a different light. At the same time, the emperor finally found the woman from that fateful night. But upon seeing the blood-stained handkerchief, his fury erupted. He swore to destroy the family of the man who had dared to take her from him.